Players Packs to CTPs and trophies, we have what it takes to help every player from novice to pro have a good time. It all starts with ordering from our website with discounted bulk pricing. We can take care of designing and stamping your custom disc. We'll even include rewards when your custom stamped order reaches a new tier. We have discounted prices on extras for Players Packs, CTPs, raffles, or any other side event. One of the best ways to get new people to your event is custom stamped apparel. When people see your tournament represented on the course, they won't want to miss the next one. We have Dimax trophy discs available, and we can even get any of our baskets custom wrapped. The newest addition to our sponsorship package is the Grow Disc Golf 5K 10K Ace Challenge. Each participant will have one chance at acing a hole, and their ace could be worth $10,000. If you're looking for an easy way to do payout, we can partner up for that too. TDs can avoid the hassle of payout and take advantage of our huge inventory by sending payout through dynamicdisc.com for a discounted price. We want to see your event grow, and we'll work with you to make your event the best it can be. So whether you're running a small C tier or looking for the next GBO, check out dynamicdisc.com or email sponsorship@dynamicdisc.com for everything you need. At Dynamic Discs, we offer affordable custom stamping to help your company, club, event, or tour stand out from the rest. We can use your own design, or we'll work with you to design a stamp that captures the tone of your event. We'll get your discs stamped quickly and on their way within 3 weeks. If you're ordering for an event, you may qualify for one of our sponsorship tiers as well. Discs are listed at our best pricing with a minimum 50 disc order with a 10 disc minimum per mold. We have junior and mini discs available as well. For all the information you need, head over to dynamicdiscs.com or email custom@dynamicdiscs.com.
Well, that's gone forever.
Bag tags are a great way to get the word out about your local disc golf scene or event. With the included loop, both traveling players and locals can represent your local scene wherever they go. And ordering is easy. The minimum quantity is 25 tags with discounts for larger orders. You can use your own artwork or we'll help you with a design. The tags are made of a durable plastic and are about the size of a credit card. With optional two-sided printing and discounted prices for non-numbered tags, we've got enough options to make your tags fit your budget. Head to dynamicdisc.com to get started with your order.
Hey everybody, welcome to Dynamic Discs Update with Jeremy Rusco. I'm Bobby Cool, Daddy Slick Breeze. And of course we have with me Jeremy Rusco. How you doing, Jeremy?
Doing fantastic. An amazing Kansas Kansas Day. Too much rain here in Emporia, but we're inside, thankfully.
Absolutely. If you're watching from Oklahoma and Texas, you need to be really careful and mindful because you guys are like in Tornado Alley right now. So be careful out there.
We're in Kansas, aren't we?
What did I said Oklahoma and Texas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm just used to Kansas tornadoes.
Oh, yeah.
They're coming.
No,
hopefully not.
No, right now it's just Texas and Oklahoma are under severe tornado watch. So,
Bobby,
anyway,
forget about me. How you doing? How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. Waiting for this rain to go away so we can do some filming outside. Guys, as always, if you have any questions for Jeremy Rusco concerning dynamic discs, any question at all, post them in the chat, and Anthony will grab those for us, and we will ask those as we go along. But we have a nice little list of things to talk about. What would you like to talk about first, Jeremy?
I feel like I just got over the GBO hangover.
Yes.
GBO over, so I think it's time to probably talk about it again.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys missed out from being a part of the event. I tell you what, it was an incredible week for us. On our last broadcast, we talked about we're getting ready for the Glass Blown Open, and I think we're 3-4 weeks now past Glass Blown Open, and we finally started to recover. And I tell you what, it is just a super special week, and it's so exciting to see.
We actually have a slideshow if Danny wants to go ahead and show that.
Almost 16. Just some amazing action in the professional divisions, and of course the men's and women's MPO and FPO divisions out of the country club came down to the very last hole, so that was really exciting to see. The intense action there, and just more events than ever, more activities than ever. And if you haven't planned for Glass Blown Open next year, put it on your calendar and make sure you come see us.
Of course, as we're seeing from the slideshow, we had the pro panel, we had the luck of the draw out here, had pros signing stuff. And then we got some photos of people while they're out on the course having a great time. We had huge crowds out there on the last day. It was just amazing to see all the people out there enjoying the weather and watching the live or watching the disc golf out there. And we had the poker party. That was a huge hit with some really cool stuff. Our umbrellas are really cool. There we go. There's the big crowds that we had out there.
Wow.
Just some
awesome.
Amazing gallery watching disc golf and watching it unfold. I'm sure by now it shouldn't be any spoiler alerts, but it came down to the very last couple holes for a few of the people. So, and then, of course, the block party, award ceremony where people can get the award. Oh, this guy right here. Okay. Oh, I wish I would have put it on there longer. But that guy right there.
That's awesome.
So, everybody's walking around with their discs, getting their discs signed and stuff like that. He wanted to get his face signed. So he got his face signed by a bunch of the pros.
I want you to do that next year.
Yeah, right. I guess I have plenty of real estate on my head. But I'll post that on Instagram here in a little bit. So make sure you follow us on Instagram so you can see a better picture of that guy that had his face signed.
Yeah, I really liked this year how we changed it up where all the amateur and age-protected divisions got done playing on Friday. So Saturday it was just the MPO and FPO caching players that were competing out there. So the gallery, as you saw in those pictures, just spectacular. A lot of energy, a lot of excitement. And, again, if you missed out this year, put it on your calendar, put it on your bucket list. Come see us in Emporia for 2020 Glass Blown Open.
Now, one of the standout activities was the Rainwater Razz round. Of course, this was the inaugural. By the way, it's inaugural, not first annual for you people. Anyway, so I've been seeing a lot of first annuals T-shirts.
I'm glad you understand that.
Yeah. So inaugural Rainwater Razz round. Of course, that's the Razz round inspired by Todd Rainwater out at Nantucket Open, and we just thought we had to bring it to the Glass Blown Open. But unless you've been to one, you just don't understand the excitement that was going on. Hopefully, you've watched the video. If you have not on YouTube, go back and find that video. But Danny put together a little teaser to give you kind of a feel for it. Let's check that out, Danny.
That's what I'm talking about. Wait. Okay, now, from the beginning.
All right, so super loud, super crazy, but that's all part of the fun. I think the biggest comment I saw from the audience and from people on the video, watching the video, is that they thought it was so cool that after 4 days of intense competition to see the pros just in a relaxed situation, just laughing, have a good time. As you can see, Eagle was flossing out there. People were jumping around having a good time. So yeah,
Ricky rolling around on the ground.
Yeah, so
so much stuff happening. And the one thing people, you hear Razz round, you think it's 18 holes of disc golf. No, the Razz round is 3 holes of disc golf and making as much noise as possible. And we are looking forward to making that even bigger and better for the 2020 event. And again, a big thanks to Todd Rainwater for coming here and allowing us for the Rainwater Razz round to be a part of the Glass Blown Open.
Yes.
Cool.
Now, a lot of you watch a lot of our stuff that we do here on our YouTube channel, and you see all the courses, Jones West, Jones East, Peter Pan, and you're like, man, Emporia is an amazing place to go play disc golf, and we make it a cool place. We make it look like a cool place to live, and it is a cool place to live. As a matter of fact, we have some people that just got hired here moving out to Emporia. Talk to us a little bit about that, Jeremy.
Yeah. I mean, we got a disc golf community that it's definitely something special. And one of the things that I like and love about Dynamic Discs is the fact that we have transplanted quite a few individuals. Actually, I'm outnumbered in this room with Bobby transplanting from Oklahoma, Anthony transplanting from Portland, Oregon area, and Danny transplanting from Arkansas.
Mars. Oh, I thought it was Mars. No, okay. Sorry.
Depends on what day you talk to Danny.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, we've had, I think it's 15 or 16 different individuals and or families who have relocated to Emporia, Kansas just to come take a job at Dynamic Discs and for disc golf. And we just had 2 more people who have moved to Emporia and or are in the process of moving. One of those being Tony Cisco, who some of you are probably familiar with. He was actually one of our course TDs for the Glass Blown Open this year. Tony came and accepted a job to help us out on the warehouse floor. We got a lot of things happening, and Tony was excited to come and move to Emporia. And then next week we have one of our team members is moving in, Jake Key, and he's going to take on, as we've grown community events and we've been doing more and more throughout the community, somehow Doug Bjerkes got us involved in what seems to be almost every day, and we've got an event or two, whether it's at a church, whether it's at a school, whether it's at the university, whether it's at there's so many different events that are happening in Emporia, and we love to be a part of those events, and we think that that's truly what helps grow disc golf, because new people are getting introduced to disc golf through these events. And essentially there's not enough time for Doug to fulfill all those event requests and or our staff that's got other responsibilities. So we're bringing in Jake Key so that he can handle those community events, and we're really excited about that. And then the other interesting stat that I think about our workforce that's something a lot of people don't know or understand or realize, and that's that about half of our staff is either an Emporia State University graduate or a Flint Hills Tech College graduate, and or is a current student at Emporia State University. So not only do we rely on people to like Bobby and Anthony and Danny and Robert McCall, and you can go through the list. There's plenty that have moved, relocated, and called Emporia home. We also rely on our local base as well to get our staff, get our hires. So
Absolutely.
Cool stuff.
Yeah. A lot of you guys are sending in questions. Thank you guys so much. Remember, if you have any questions for Jeremy Rusco, make sure you ask them in the chat, and Anthony will get them to us. We have a few if you want to go ahead and jump into those. No? Yep.
Real quick, before I forget, if you are interested in an opportunity, a career at Dynamic Discs, if you go to our website, we do have a tab called Careers. You can fill it out, and we'll get your resume and we'll get your information on the docket, and maybe there will be a day that we reach out to you and call upon you to hopefully relocate to Emporia.
There we go. All right, we got a question says, so when will the Lucid Raiders be available on the website?
Yeah, that's a good question, and obviously the Raiders got a lot of hype behind it right now. A lot of our top player, not just our top players, but a lot of players in general are relying on the Raider as their distance driver, and those have only been released in Fusion and in Hybrid for Glass Blown Open, except for Dick's Sporting Goods. We have had a small shipment of Lucid Raiders get sent to Dick's Sporting Goods, and that was, I guess you could say, a long time in the process of working with them to get those on their shelves and fulfill their requests. And we don't have a specific date that the Lucid Raider will be available yet for, and there's a lot of different chatter out there about whether some people are upset that they can't get those at their local disc golf store. And we do a lot of stuff to provide for local disc golf shops and local disc golf stores, and I think that we do more than any other disc golf company out there to really work to drive traffic to the disc golf stores out there, because obviously the brick and mortar disc golf stores are super important and critical to driving the disc golf community where they're at. And so there's been some backlash about the Lucid Raider and that it's only available in Dick's Sporting Goods, and the fact that we're driving traffic to Dick's Sporting Goods, and that what has Dick's Sporting Goods done for disc golf in their area. And I think it's important for a lot of us to kind of take a step back and realize that people get introduced to disc golf for the first time by that simply being on, by disc golf simply being on the shelves at Dick's Sporting Goods. And if people haven't seen disc golf or are not aware of disc golf, they're not going to walk into your disc golf store unless they're specifically ready to buy a disc and specifically looking to play disc golf. And so we know, and we hear plenty of stories about people getting their first disc at Academy Sports and Dick's Sporting Goods and Walmart for the reason, and whatever other big box stores are out there. I think it's Eric Oakley got his first disc at Dick's Sporting Goods or Academy Sports. And look, he's one of the
big box store,
one of the top touring professionals right now. And actually on Sunday he shot the hot round out at the National Tour event last weekend. So anyway, we don't. To answer the question, we don't have an exact.
Wait, there was a question in there?
We don't have an exact date for the Lucid Raider release. If your local Dick's Sporting Goods store is either sold out of the Lucid Raider, tell them they need to get some more. And or if your local Dick's Sporting Goods store does not carry dynamic discs and you think they should, you should reach out to them, tell them they need to carry dynamic discs, and we look forward to stocking up them with Lucid Raiders. And of course, we will do something special for our brick and mortar stores very soon.
All right, so real quick questions. Where can we get a Disc War poster? That is, he's referring to the poster behind me. That is, there was only 2 of those in existence. That was made. The photos were done by Seth Harwood out of I think did he move? He was in? Is he still in Texas? Anyway, he's a photographer in Texas. He had an idea. He sent EMAC, and he said, EMAC, go get me a picture of Bobby, like with the kind of like a menacing face. And so Eric snuck in and took that picture, and then got this picture out at what's the name of the where do we play? Piney Woods. What's the course?
Lindsay
Park. And put that together, and there's only 2 in existence. And then
so that's about a $1 million poster.
That's $1 million. Are y'all putting out the GBO Luck of the Draw doubles video? Yes, that will be out on YouTube soon. Any official estimates on the size of the gallery during GBO? I mean, we were thinking, what did we end up saying? Like 1,000?
I think 1,000's
1,000 probably be a safe bet to say.
Yeah.
About 1,000 people.
Could have been more.
And then some comments on the chat that I saw real quick about the safety issues of the Razz round. Trust me, we were completely aware of them as it started happening.
Yes.
I think what had happened is we had planned everything out, and then we were like, this is going to be huge. This is going to be so fun. We didn't realize that it was going to be huge. So many people out there, and just because of that, the chaos and all the excitement and fun and stuff like that, we are of course aware of it. We'll be putting things in place for next year, but we are well aware of what happened.
Yes.
Let's see a couple of them. Let's go back to our agenda real quick, because there's a couple of questions that deal with some of the items on the agenda. So
perfect.
I think we were set up on talking about something a lot of people are excited about, and that is the Cadet.
Oh, yeah, the Cadet backpack.
Yep.
We talked about that last time. We actually had thought those were going to be released by this point in the broadcast, so sorry to disappoint in the fact that some things, we're always working on something. And I think the other thing that other people are always working on are ways to not allow us to fulfill our promises. And basically our shipment got delayed a little bit, which isn't uncommon, but it's always frustrating to have happen. The ETA for the Cadet backpack, which we talked about last week, got one over here. Just a quick reminder, super easy backpack to carry around. We are going to be phasing out the Cadet duffel bag and moving forward with the Cadet backpack, which is our essentially our $19.99 retail disc golf backpack. We want to see more disc golfers out there sporting backpacks.
I got to do my best Vanna here.
You got that, Bobby. You got that. Don't get too good at it, though. We don't want you going
I don't think I'm going to replace Vanna White.
Yeah, I hope not. Anyway, so those are coming June 15th, and we've got some new colorways in the Trooper that will be coming out as well, and a couple minor improvements. You'll have to tune in to the next episode for us to talk about those. That's all I got on that.
On even the other bags?
Oh yeah, people have been asking about the Sniper, the Commander, the Ranger, and we are absolutely coming out with some new colors in those as well. And I hope that very soon we've got some mock-ups to show to everybody. Not mock-ups, but some of the samples to show everybody. So tune in next time, and hopefully we've got those. And moving forward, we fully expect. If you remember the original Ranger, the first year or two that we had the Ranger, we had a lot of different colors, a lot of different variety, and it was always fun to see what the next one that was coming out. And we had to move to larger MOQs or minimum order quantities, and we couldn't have the variety in those. And anyway, we've pushed back a little bit more on that, and we are fully expecting that we're going to have more variety in those bags moving forward. So that's that.
All right. So next up, we're going to talk about something you're really excited about is the Scout basket. Now, I've got a little setup here, and Dan, if you want to go ahead and switch me over, we're going to try. Well, we've done this before, but we're going to have kind of a remote camera. But if you go ahead and talk about this, Jeremy, as I show these to people, that would be awesome.
So another one of the things we've been working on, what feels like forever, is the Scout basket. And this is the latest rendition after another round of adjustments and improvements. And don't get too stuck on the color of this thing, because dynamic disc colors are blue, black, and white. And you're absolutely going to see this change to blue, black, and white as we come out with the product. So we got this in. I tell you what, it catches great. It's got a really one of the things that some of the feedback we've got is that these portable baskets, these practice baskets, one, they either don't catch good or good enough, and two, the base wears out and the base breaks, and so there's a lot of issues around that. And so we've worked hard to make sure that this basket catches great, and also that it's got the most sturdy base on the market for a portable basket of this size. So looking forward to bringing this one out. It's, again, just like a lot of different things. He switched cameras on you. It seems to take forever, but we want to do our best to make sure that we put out a quality product and something that we can stand behind and that can be a benefit to your guys' disc golf game and or your portable course setup or your camping experience or backyard barbecue or whatever it is. And I think the Scout basket is going to be a great basket for that. So yeah, that's that. That's the latest on the Scout.
All right. Let's see. Let's answer a few questions we have. No. Well, someone said, do you know the gauge of the chains? Do you know that? I don't think I know that.
I don't want to say anything on that because
it's still like a work in progress in a sense, right? We're finalizing some stuff.
They're good chains.
Okay. There you go. They're good chains. Does the bottom and top fold up? The top, I showed it real quick. It does fold, and the bottom does fold. I just didn't want to get into it one-handed
as well as the base. And then it comes with a shoulder carry bag, kind of like a bag chair would normally have, and you can easily portable.
You can easily portable it.
Break.
Yeah.
Commercial.
So anyway, yes, you know how we do here at Dynamic Discs. So once we get the final product and the colors and everything, you'll see a lot of marketing material on it. You'll see videos of how to take it apart, put it together, how to portable it, and everything like that.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
So anyway, next up we have is you want to talk a little bit about the Raider, because the hype for the Raider is real.
It is real, isn't it? We just got done talking about the Raider, but you threw the Raider this last weekend.
I threw the Raider, so we got some lightweight Raiders in. So I went to the store and bought a 168 and a 169. Took it out to the course. Me and Danny went and played Jones West out here in Emporia, and I was throwing all kinds of discs and Danny even helped me kind of rebuild my bag a little bit. Some of it was the same, some of it was new, but the lightweight Raider definitely made my bag. And the Raider was good for me for the headwind, but a little bit lighter was just that much better for me as far as trying to get that to turn up. So I liked it.
Yeah, if you haven't picked one up, I tell you what, give it a try. And if you're just unsure about it, we've got a lot of buyback retail stores across the country where you can walk into the store, you can buy the Raider. If it doesn't fits your bag like you thought it would or hoped it would, or doesn't fill that slot that you needed, you got 2 weeks to take it back to that buyback retail store, swap it out for something that is going to work. Check out dynamicdisc.com/buyback for details on the buyback program and or the buyback stores that are across the country. So can't go wrong with those stores.
All right, guys, remember, if you got any questions, post them in the chat. Danny or Anthony will grab them and get it out for us. But real quick, right now, we're going to take a real quick break and learn a little bit more about the 2019 Trilogy Challenge.
The 2019 Trilogy Challenge is here. This is a fun, casual event that anyone can run. For the $40 entry fee, players get 3 exclusive discs, a shirt, and a mini. Then, using only those discs, they play around in a more casual atmosphere, but there are prizes for the winners. With already around 200 events all over the country, find one near you at trilogychallenge.com.
For next time, what do you
Oh,
Hey.
we are back.
Here we
Thank
are.
you for the 5-second countdown. Let's see. So, Trilogy Challenge, 2019 Trilogy Challenge. We are super excited about another season of this. Is how many? Fourth? Fifth?
Man,
Fourth?
I think this might be the sixth.
Sixth year?
I think this is this.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey,
maybe 5 or 6.
that's the question. That's what you need to answer.
Yeah.
Let
I've
us
got some of my
know.
goodie bag in my
Let
office.
us know, and we'll have to do a little.
How are we going to verify?
We'll
We
go
gotta
back.
know the
We'll go
answer.
back. We'll get it later.
Okay.
We'll get it
Maybe
after
Danny
the
or
show.
Anthony can look that up on the trilogychannel.com. He can go back to, I can't remember where it is, but it'll show all the old discs.
Yeah, so
Anyway.
we changed things up a little bit this year with the Trilogy Challenge. Previous years, we have done 3 exclusive new molds between Dynamic, Latitude, and Westside. And this year, that's a tough model for us to keep up with. It's tough to it's tough to have a exclusive new mold for every company, for every brand, and hold out on those releases until the Trilogy Challenge. And this year, Dynamic Discs is the one to have the we'll say the exclusive Trilogy Challenge release. There's been a lot of talk about the Vandal.
If Danny wants to show with a close-up camera real quick. we'll
And
show you
I
the
think
mold.
this disc, I tell you what, there's been a lot of excitement behind it from our team players who have been able to throw it, who've had it in their bag. It's a really great flying disc. It's got a nice, for most people, it's going to have a nice S-flight. For bigger arms, it might become the go-to roller in their bag. And yeah, Trilogy Challenge is where you get the Vandal, and you don't want to miss out on it.
And then we have the Westside Discs Tournament Plastic Gatekeeper.
Yeah, so the Gatekeeper has been released this year in VIP plastic, and the Glass One Open did have a tournament plastic Gatekeeper as part of the player pack. The only way outside of the Glass One Opening of the tournament Gatekeeper was through that, and so the Trilogy Challenge is where you can get your tournament plastic Gatekeeper, and if it's a mid-range you haven't thrown yet, you probably should. I'd say it's one of the best mid-ranges between all 3 lineups, between Dynamic, Latitude, and Westside. If you're looking for a straight to overstable, or more, it's straight to stable, or more on the more overstable side of that, and it's a good one. You're going to want to try it. And then the Latitude 64 Keystone is the other disc in the Trilogy Challenge, and this is a retro Keystone. Those were a match play. The Keystone was part of the player pack item for match play, but this is another opportunity for you to get it in in retro plastic, because it has not been available in retro before. Trilogy Challenge is a awesome way. If you haven't hosted a tournament before, but you've been interested in trying to find a way to host a tournament, Trilogy Challenge is a super easy way to host a tournament. You get basically everything you need. As a tournament director, we like to think of it as a tournament in the box, and you buy the tournament packages from us here at Dynamic Discs. We ship it out to you so that you can get it before the tournament date, and then you can either set up pre-registration or take day of registration. And one of the great things about the Trilogy Challenge, all 3 of these discs are suitable for all skill levels, and essentially we like to advertise and promote and encourage you to do the same thing, that the Trilogy Challenge gives players everything they need to play disc golf. They got a driver, a putter, and a mid-range. It's a competitive tournament atmosphere and environment, but it's really laid back in a lot of regards. So I know a lot of people that play their first Trilogy Challenge get hooked on becoming a more competitive disc golfer, which I think is really cool. On the player standpoint, you get 3 special, we'll say, they are exclusive to whatever degree you want to say that they are. the first opportunity to get the Vandal. And there are a lot of Trilogy challenges that are registered already. You can go to trilogychallenge.com to find those events. And if you don't have one in your area, reach out to us. We'd be happy to help walk you through how easy it is to set up and host a Trilogy challenge. Yeah, that's kind of what I got on that. Bobby, what do you got on Trilogy Challenge?
It's fun. Play it.
Where are we going to go? We always go somewhere and play a Trilogy Challenge. Where are we going this year?
Probably Wichita or something whenever they start playing them over there.
I was actually Matt Lloyd, Dynamic Disc Northwest Arkansas. He was actually here today, and we might have to go to Northwest Arkansas. They celebrated their 1-year anniversary just last week. Their anniversary was actually just right before Glass Blown Open. It's obviously not the best time to have your anniversary celebration or recognition. So anyway, we're going to go to Northwest Arkansas. Those guys are killing it. And
if you want to know how they fly a little bit more information on it, you're on YouTube, so more than likely you've watched it, but just in case you haven't, go back to our video playlist and you'll find the Is This Disc Right For You on all 3 discs, where me and Eric McCabe go out and throw it and we talk about it. And then also we have the second Anthony versus Danny challenge. I'm sorry, Danny versus Anthony challenge. And
wow.
They have Danny and Anthony.
A cat fight.
They have a challenge where they both had to play with the 3 discs, and they went out and played Jones West. So if you want to know, no spoiler alerts, I can't tell you who won, but you have to watch that to see who won. So, but they actually did some commentary and talked about how the discs flew for them and stuff like that. So you get to be entertained and learn a little bit more as well.
Last thing before we go to the next topic, the Trilogy Challenge, there's so many great components to it. One of the things is really raising money for local courses is something that I think is really important. And New Life Christian Church here in town, after running last year's Trilogy Challenge and this year's Trilogy Challenge, they were able to generate enough money to put in 18 concrete T-pads. So you can have the same success story in your local community. Maybe you don't have a disc golf course and you're setting up temporary disc golf courses. Hosting a Trilogy Challenge is a way to help generate funds, put T-pads in, update T-signs, put in new baskets, or maybe just get a new disc golf course in general. So host one tomorrow. Evan
Crawford, you had a question about the Trilogy Challenge and the 3 discs being beginner friendly. Every year seems like it's more difficult as time goes by. I think kind of you already talked about why we select certain discs and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean we can't. It's hard to get discs that are beginner friendly but are not too beginner friendly, where people don't want to come out and play, that want to try the product, and so you can't always put in something that's just really understable. And so we try to find stuff that's somewhere in the middle of all of that, and this is the 3 discs we got for this year.
Real quick questions. True North Disc Golf wants to know: are we going to see the Lucid X EMAC Truths for those who could not attend GBO?
You probably better be looking on Facebook and probably going to have to pay a pretty penny.
Yeah. Let's see. Air Sheriff, make your bag, Bobby. I brought the Air Sheriff and I threw it a few times and it was pretty good, but after discussing it with Danny and some of the other discs, it didn't quite make the bag. So we'll have to see if it becomes maybe down the road. I might put it back in, but for now, no Air Sheriff in there. So maybe I might be selling it. So look out for a slightly used by Cool Daddy Slick Breeze Air Sheriff. Will TDs have an opportunity to purchase extra challenge discs to sell the day of the tournament? I'm assuming this is how it works. You have to buy at least 10, right? Is it 10 or 25?
I think it might be 25, but you can send
10. So let's say you buy 35 and expecting 35 players, and for some real weird reason you only have 27 people show up. Well, you have the option as a TD to either sell that online and still make a little bit of money, or since it's under 10, you can send those back to us. Of course, you have to let us know and reach out to us so we can figure out how to get it back, but you can send that back. So it's kind of a way to, because we understand that you have to buy these early and we have to get them out to you, a week or so before your event. And it's kind of hard maybe to guess if you've never done it before. So this kind of helps with the guesswork of it. So yes, you can either sell the surplus or you can send it back as long as it's more than 10.
I think it's got to be 10 or more.
I'm sorry, 10 or more. My bad. 10 or more. I said that wrong. So play that scenario back as if you had 10 or more. So I said that wrong.
The good thing is people are usually looking for these 3 discs,
yes,
or a combination of 1, 2, or 3 of them. And so most tournament directors have no issues finding ways to get this product in people's hands. And the tournament or the player pack also includes a shirt, a mini. It's not just the 3 discs that come in the player pack.
And real quick, one more thing. If you're playing and you're thinking, I don't know that I want all 3 discs, that you will find someone that likes one disc over the other and you can trade. Perfect example was me, the year of the Deputy. By about maybe 2 weeks into Trilogy, maybe 2.5 weeks into Trilogy Challenge, I had about 10 deputies because everybody that had big arms didn't like the deputies. But I love the deputies, so I have plenty of practice deputies. All right, so Salvador Padilla says, is there a release date for the Bio Raiders? Well, we're getting ready to talk about a way you can get a Biofusion Raider right now, and that is the United States Amateur Match Play doubles and women's bracket. Talk to us about that more, Jeremy.
Well, yeah, this so United States Amateur Match Play Championship Singles is essentially happening right now. There's been all the local brackets have been completed. The state finals for a lot of states has already happened, and if you win the state bracket, you qualify to come to Emporia, Kansas, for the national championship or the national finals, and we're really looking forward to having that event, which that is at the end of June 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd. And the other thing is if you won a local bracket and for whatever reason you couldn't advance to state, or maybe you got beat at state, you can actually have the opportunity as a last chance qualifier, last chance play-in for essentially there's 64 spots. We run this like a March Madness bracket, and there's 64 spots between the United States and Canada. Essentially there's 50-some states for the United States, because there's, say, Texas, there's two regions. There's 2 people that can qualify from Texas. Same thing I think for California, Northern and Southern California. Somehow I think Pennsylvania's got 2 brackets, and then the Canadian provinces can come here. Anyway, not everybody's going to show up, I guess you could say, is the long and short of that. I don't think last year we got Hawaii to come or Rhode Island. You can come here and qualify by coming and playing in the last chance qualifier. And if say you don't get in for whatever reason for that, we've also got some extra events that are happening, some B and C tier tournaments. So come look at the PDJ schedule. Come see us in Emporia, June 20th through the 23rd. Back on to the Biofusion Raider, United States Amateur Match Play Championship. The doubles version is getting ready to take place in July and August. Essentially, we host the local brackets. We host it, but technically obviously the local brackets, the local host the bracket themselves, and that's in July and August. We don't do the local to state to the national finals. We just go local. If you win your local bracket, you qualify to come to Emporia for the finals, and essentially you're playing match play, doubles version, doubles edition. Part of the player pack for that is that you get a Biofusion Raider, which will be the
close up, Danny.
First time that the Biofusion Raider is available. Those will not be available until September or later. We don't have an exact release date. A lot of people like Biofusion because it tends to beat in just a touch quicker. They might get a little more of a maybe a little bit more of an S-Flight. But with that being said, I haven't really heard how these, I think these just showed up. So I don't know. I know Danny hadn't thrown them yet, and he's thinking about throwing these in the rain, I think, after work today. Yeah, you can go after this.
No.
No. And so anyway, Biofusion Raider, part of the player pack for match play doubles. And then there's also the Gold Burst Pioneer. And these, if you're familiar with the Pioneer, the Opto Pioneers have been really flat, really overstable. These have just a touch more dome to them, feel really good, and I think the players are going to really, really appreciate those and like those. The other thing,
the sidearm.
So again, if you win your local bracket for doubles, you qualify to come to Emporia for the national finals, which are going to be held in September 27th, 28th, and 29th. The other thing that we're doing this year, women, listen up. We have heard,
ladies,
and we have responded. We've listened, and we are opening up for the first time a women's bracket, a women's double bracket. And we decided to do a doubles bracket because we think this is a great way for more women to get involved on the local level, to come out and play. So we're encouraging the women to get out, play in the doubles bracket, and hopefully win your bracket and come see us in Emporia.
Well, we forgot to mention one thing is that the winners.
Oh, yeah.
And the Moonshine Guard.
Actually, those are.
How is this?
Those are for.
How does it work with the guards?
The guards, so the tournament directors can actually purchase, I believe, up to 16 more of those.
Close up, Danny.
Of the Moonshine Guard, and they can sell those to raise additional funds for the event or to give back to the course or whatever they want to do. And that is the only way to get the Moonshine Guard up to this point.
And how do we do it, Danny? We flirt the gird. We flirt the gird. Okay, anyway. All right, so
check out discgolfmatchplay.com for all the info you need on disc golf match play. If you don't have a bracket in your local community, I tell you what, it is so super easy to host one of these things. If you have never hosted a tournament, I promise you that match play is the easiest way to get things going. So check out Disc Golf Match Play. Feel free to reach out to us for any questions, and I hope that you are able to have a local bracket in your town.
Tim asks, how about a Minneapolis for stadium play? Well, I don't have one in Minneapolis for you, but we do have one in Denver, Colorado. We are hosting our sixth stadium event. Is that including Pocono Raceway?
No.
7th event out
or
at
8th.
Or 8th.
Or 9th.
Whatever. We're going to be at the Mile High Stadium, home of the Denver Broncos. It's going to be amazing. Even if you're not a Denver Broncos fan, it's something really cool that you need to go to. One of the discs you get is is this one that you get in the plat pack?
I think you can purchase that one.
But only the players for now, right?
Right.
Right. The players, this is a slammer. And one of the coolest things about this year is that, you know, we've done them at different places in years past, and because of licensing rules and stuff like that, the football team would not allow us to put their logo on a disc. But Denver said, go for it. So we were able to put the actual Denver Broncos logo on the disc here. So that's the slammer. Now, the ones that you do get in the players pack is one of these, which is a fuse. And this one has a really cool stamp that I think Kevin, one of our graphics designers, created. And then this is the
guard.
Flirt the Guard. This is another. You can see the stamp here. And these are the two discs that you'll get to throw in the stadium. One of the biggest questions we always get is, why can't I throw a driver? Why can't I bomb a driver? Why can't I bring my own discs? Well, we have to be a little careful because we don't want too much damage happening to the stadium. So that's why we pick a mid and a putter. To be able
liability
to
issues, insurance issues.
But you still have a tremendous time. That's all I hear from people that have played in these events is how fun it is, because you get to go into a place that you don't normally get to go into and throw around some plastic. And
hole one, we bring our glass blown open announcer, Scott Hayes, and you get to hear your name announced throughout the entire stadium with the entire sound system. Yeah. It's really cool. You know, the first hole, the first tee off is super memorable for people, and then of course the last hole. Typically, we throw through the uprights with the basket on the 50-yard line. In this case, on the Denver Bronco, most likely.
I'm assuming this is an optoplastic, the opto, right?
Opto?
The fuse? No? I mean, gold line.
There you go.
I'm sorry. I was thinking backwards.
Fuse, one of the most underrated discs for Latitude 64, I feel like.
Is this a retro or a BT?
Blend guard.
Blend guard.
Yeah, the last weekend in June, June 29th is the Disc Golf Experience at Mile High Stadium. If you haven't signed up, check out discgolfscene.com, get signed up, and come spend the weekend with us there in Denver. It's going to be a good time. And I believe we got Steve-O and Brad in the, we'll call the Dynamic Discs Texas RV coming up to bring up a bunch of product and keep things moving there for that event. So,
Mr. Drew says, how ashamed are you as a Chiefs fan for putting that terrible horse on the Mile High Experience discs? As Chargers fans, I'm offended. Mr. Drew, we have 450 some odd people, so we are not ashamed at all because we're going to have a good time.
We are.
All right, next up is the Tuni.
Yeah, you know.
Tuni Open.
Yeah, something, you know.
It's not the Open.
Last year we went to the
That's a
Tuni. Dynamic Disc is proud to be partnering with Yuha Quito and the entire crew over at the Tuni. There's almost 1,000
You're not saying it right, Jeremy.
players. Go for it.
We can't, not until you say Tuni.
Tuni.
There you go. Okay.
We had a great time there last year, and obviously with almost 1,000 players signed up, it is the event in all of Europe to be at. Whether you're an amateur or a pro, it's a great event. So get signed up for the Tuni. Good luck to all the competitors. It's pretty impressive to see. I know just a couple of years ago, a big disc golf event in Europe was just a couple hundred people, and the fact that almost 1,000 disc golfers can play in this event is incredible and spectacular. Hats off to Yuha and his entire crew that put that tournament on, and we're sorry to be missing it this year, but we will be back next year.
Real quick, let's see. We're going on 45 minutes now, so let's see if we can get through these. So next up is Grow Disc Golf. What do you want to talk about? Some Grow Disc Golf action.
Yeah, last weekend, I think it was. Yeah, just last weekend. Wow, time flies. We hosted an event at Emporia. Well, it was at Flint Hills Technical College, our 9-hole disc golf course right across the street from Emporia High School. And the Emporia High School Disc Golf Club put on a fundraiser event to help grow the club there at Emporia High School. It's new, and we're excited to continue to build disc golf in the Emporia community. And really just wanted to encourage everybody to find a way to get involved through the school systems, whether that's introducing disc golf for the first time to elementary kids, whether it's middle school or whether it's high school. And this last weekend was a great opportunity for us to get disc golf in front of more people. Check out growdiscgolf.com to see some of these success stories and know that every time we put disc golf in front of people, it gives us a better chance that somebody else is going to catch that bug like you and I did and become disc golf advocates for life and players. And that's that with Emporia High School.
And one of the initiatives from Grow Disc Golf is the 5K, 10K ACE Challenge, where you as a tournament director, doesn't have to be a Dynamic Discs event, but as a tournament director, reach out to us and we will get a 5K, 10K ACE Challenge. Now, how it works is there's obviously some details and rules and fine print things you have to follow. But once you have established a hole, if your players get an ace, they can get $5,000. Now, if they throw with a Dynamic Discs, Westside Disc, or Latitude 64 disc, they actually get $10,000. And we actually had one just recently. I forgot the name of the event, but we actually had one that almost got a $10,000 ace. And the guy from Call Discs, I think it's pronounced Cool. Is it Cool or Call Discs? Anyway, he captured the moment on video. So let's take a look at that, Danny.
Scott West, 104726, Lava Felon, flight toe. Nope.
Oh! Did you hit the basket? This man hit the basket! Unbelievable how close he was to a $10,000 payoff. So anyway, if you're a tournament director, add this to your event and you'll have it's just something that adds another level to your event. If you're a player and you know about an event coming up, tell the tournament director to check into it. It might be something really cool to add to the event. Another thing we have is the My First Disc.
Yeah, lots of discs.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, a lot of people wonder what, hey, we raised some funds from doing these 5K, 10K Grow Disc Golf ACE challenges, and I think it's important for people to realize that, we are giving back to growing disc golf, and part of that is through our My First Disc campaign. where we literally are handing out hundreds, we're probably into the thousands of discs now, where we are intentionally trying to put discs in people's hands for the first time. And that was just a picture of the disc. And if you have a good Grow Disc Golf idea, event that you can put on, get first-time disc golfers out to your course, reach out to us. We will make sure that we get you those discs at no charge, again, with our efforts to grow disc golf, because we think that when we put discs in people's hands, they continue to play. So thank you for everything you guys do to grow disc golf, and know that we're pushing every day.
All right, we're almost wrapping it up, folks.
All right.
Got a couple more things to talk about. We got questions real quick. Why not make the 3 discs Trilogy Challenge packs available on the web store? Because part of the lure of a Trilogy Challenge is for you to be able to try out new discs. Now, this is the first year we're trying something different where the discs aren't necessarily new, but the plastic is only available from the playing a Trilogy Challenge. So that's kind of the lure. So that's why they are not available until after all the Trilogy Challenges are over. And then once that has happened, then we start pushing them out in the stock stamp, and then, you know, some of the other stamps and stuff like that. Rusco, how about an Office-like show on Netflix about dynamic discs? You have the quirky employees. That is true. We are quirky. So
Always working on something.
Always working on something. You wouldn't see a lot of other stuff we put out if we were to do that. So that might have to be put on the back burner. But you wanted to talk about some new tournament assets that we have available for people.
Yeah, this year we just got a shipment in. You know, we get a lot of tournament directors asking us for canopies or tents, for feather flags, for table skirts, for banners, and we have finally been able to deliver on that, where we could offer these as either part of our tournament sponsorship packages or at what I believe is a very affordable price. This is something that can help dress up your tournament to help make it stand apart from other events. Yeah, we finally got these in, and we are looking forward to making sure that we get these out. So feel free to reach out to us if you haven't heard about this. These most of the custom stamp orders for tournaments are picking these up as part of their sponsorship from us. So put in a custom order, pick up some of those Raiders as well that are on that order form. I believe if you put an order in with us and you order 100 discs, you qualify for the hybrid Raider, which is the only way to get the hybrid Raider right now. Again, just different ways that we are working with tournament directors and events across the country to make their events better. That's that. Real quick question before. Oh no, you wanted to talk about Latitude 64? Yeah, Latitude 64. So early in the mornings.
That was a very big pause. So get ready, folks.
Oh gosh. No,
as what they call a pregnant pause. I'm not sure what that means, but I've heard the term before.
I typically like to get up early in the morning, get my day started. Latitude 64, they're over in Sweden. It's a 7-hour time difference. So 6 o'clock in the morning over here is 1 o'clock in the afternoon over there. So just when they come back from lunch. Anyway, that's when I have a lot of my conversation. And there's, we're always talking about something. We're always working on something. And the most recent conversation was in regards to Latitude 64 having a little bit new focus on what they're going to offer, what they're going to provide. As Latitude 64 started out in 2005, producing, discs for the first time. Some of those discs are, I wouldn't say they're obsolete, but they are, they're not in demand like they used to be, things are just changing, and there's between dynamic discs, Latitude 64, and Westside discs, there are a lot of variations and a lot of different molds that we have to carry here. They have to carry over there and produce over there. We have to carry them over here, and then the disc golf retailer has to dedicate shelving space to carrying those products. And as some things have become a little less popular, it's made us raise an eyebrow, I guess you could say, and we want to make sure that we're putting the best products out there possible. And essentially the long and short of the conversation is that I fully expect that here in the very near future, Latitude 64 will come out with a statement that's going to say what the new focus of Latitude 64 is, what products are going to be available on a regular and consistent basis, what products are going to be out of production. And I think a lot of you can probably figure out for yourselves what products are going to go out. but they're not going to just disappear overnight. They're available here in the warehouse, and it won't be an overnight deal where they're just poof gone. But there's going to be some changes, and I look forward to sharing those as I know more, and or Latitude 64. I'm sure we'll publish some information on that as soon as they know. And generally speaking, I think that you're going to see the same thing with dynamic discs and and West Side discs, where again it's tough as disc golf has continued to grow. There's only so much shelving space. There's only so many products that are in demand, and some of those products just might not make sense for us and or retail stores to carry. So you might not have as easy of access to those items in the near future.
There you go, folks. So obviously we don't have anything in mind as far as specific molds and stuff like that, but
you can probably guess what some of them are going to be.
I'm sure you can probably guess what some of them are going to be, but as we like to maintain some transparency here at Dynamic Disc, we will let you know as we know certain things. All right, before we wrap it up, a couple questions. How about a starter pack for kids?
Well, we got our junior discs, depending on what age, and we're starting to see some more, juniors are really enjoying those. We got an EMAC Truth for the mid-range, we got a Sheriff for the driver, and we got the Judge for the putter, and those are what we call junior discs. And in terms of beyond that, for kids, we do have the starter set that's geared towards beginners, and that's our Gavel, which is the putter, our Proof, which is the mid-range, which is an understable mid-range, and then we've got the Breakout, which is the driver, and those are very beginner-friendly discs for kids.
Let's see, where could I buy junior discs in bulk and maybe new junior molds?
Here at the warehouse, Dynamic Distribution.
There you go, Dynamic Distribution.
Yeah, reach out to just sales at dynamicdisc.com, and we'll get you in the right place.
And David Estes wants to know, when can I get a Moonshine Suspect? I would consider Moonshine Suspect as well.
I want to say we've had them, but
any disc golf historians? No. Let's see, when Lucid Raiders will be available other than Dick's Sporting Goods. I think you talked about that earlier. Did you mention the date?
No, we don't have a specific date. Yeah. We don't know exactly what that's looking like, but we know that the Lucid Raider is in demand, and we need to deliver. The issue right now is we don't have them in the quantity that we would need to do a release. So as soon as we can get some over here, we'll be closer to the release date.
And finally, last but not least, any info updates on the new cart?
Yeah, the new cart. So I believe we are looking at a July 15th-ish ETA for that. We are calling it the Transit cart. So I think there's been some talk out there about different
names.
Yeah, and that's what we came up with.
Yeah. So
there's going to be a limited number. There's going to be
5. There's going to be 5.
There's going to be a 5 in that number.
Okay.
I'm excited about that cart. And essentially, we're coming out with a limited number because we know that there's going to be improvements that need to be made. And as you look at the disc golf carts that are out there, there's so many different variations between the number of people that use them and how they like to customize them. And we know we're not going to knock it out of the park from the first version. So we're going to put out a limited number. We're going to get the feedback, and we're going to make some improvements along the way, and it's going to be pretty cool.
All right. That's all we got, Jeremy Rusco.
Hey, we did it.
We did it. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. We really appreciate your time, taking time out of your day to watch and learn some updates of what we got going on. Any last words you want to?
No, just appreciate you guys tuning in. Always working on something over here. We love being a part of disc golf, and there's so many
part of your lives.
There's so much stuff going on, and again, we're thrilled to be here. So again, thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next broadcast.
As I mentioned earlier, Danny and Anthony did a Trilogy challenge, and if you have not watched that, go to on YouTube, our channel here, and watch it. And to give you a little taste, we'll end out the show with a little teaser that Danny created.
Oh God.
Is that If you want to see a broken spirit,